Hello, hello, hello. My name is Ashley Ford, and I am the Director of Public Policy and Advocacy for the ARC of Texas. Thank you for your interest in Have a Heart for the ARC Day. I'm very excited to kind of tell you what we have in mind for this day, and I hope that this information session gets you excited as well and kind of just tells you how you can get involved. So for starters, Have a Heart for the Arc Day is scheduled for Valentine's Day. It is scheduled for February 14th of 2022 this year. It's the day after the Super Bowl. It's the first day of early voting for the March primaries. And it's a day to just advocate and let our legislators and legislative candidates know that they should have a heart for the ARC. So let's get started. So just some more information about Have a Heart for the ARC Day here. So chapters at the ARC of Texas families, individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities will hopefully deliver Valentines to state legislators and legislative candidates if possible with the message, have a heart for the ARC on Valentine's Day. This is our first Have a Heart for the ARC Day, but we're hoping that this event is successful and that we can continue it year after year and sort of make this a branded day where legislators look forward to receiving these Valentine's cards from us. So it's really simple to get involved with Have a Heart for the ARC Day. We have it broken down for you here into 6 different steps. So the first step here is identifying your legislators and or your legislative candidates. I want to make a note here that because of the redistricting that took place in this previous legislative session, your legislator may have changed, and the district that you are a constituent of also may have changed. And so even though you may think that Representative John Doe is still your representative, he may not be because of the changes. So we think it's really important for you to check out who represents me on the Texas Legislator online website to figure out who your legislators are. And then you can also find out who your legislative candidates are by visiting the Texas Secretary of State's website. And so if you're furiously making notes right now of how you can find out this information, I just want to let you know that we have prepared a toolkit for you to get involved with Have a Heart for the ARC Day. And we will be sharing that and making it available to you for your use. And feel free to share that widely, share it with your friends, your neighbors, if they're also wanting to get involved with Have a Heart for the ARC Day. And that toolkit really breaks down what you need to know with different examples and templates that you can use for each of the different 6 steps here that I'm detailing. So the second step here is to contact your legislator and or your legislative candidate and try to schedule an appointment for Valentine's Day. Now, we know that sort of schedules are wild right now, and maybe Valentine's Day isn't the best day for you. But if you can do it on that day, that's preferable, but around that day, it still will get the message across. And as far as where you can schedule that appointment, the goal of Have a Heart for the ARC Day is really for you to connect with your legislator or your legislative candidates in your district. And so we would encourage you to schedule an appointment, either in their district office in person, or you could also do it via like video conferencing software like Zoom, if that is more comfortable for you, just given the uncertainty of the pandemic going on right now. But definitely try to schedule something in district. Remind them that you're their constituent and that they should listen to you and that they should care about it. Now, for those of you who may be closer to Austin, sometimes it's actually more common for your legislator to not have an in-district office. They may just have an office in the state capitol. So if that's the case, more power to them, and maybe we will actually see you at the state capitol on Valentine's Day, when the ARC of Texas is also planning on being there and handing out different Valentine's Day goodies to all 181 legislative offices in the state capitol. which sort of leads me to the third step for getting involved here, which is practicing your message. Any self-advocate or good advocate here knows that it's important to sort of practice before you get in front of a legislator or legislative candidate, because sometimes it can be intimidating and you may not know what to say. So as far as practicing your message, think about what you want to tell them. Some of the things that we'll list in our toolkit that you may want to say is that you're a member of the ARC of Texas, which really fights to advance and protect and promote the human rights and self-determination of the over 500,000 Texans with intellectual and developmental disabilities across the state. You may want to say something like, disability rights are important to me and to my family. I hope that as you're making decisions throughout the course of your tenure as a legislator or throughout the course of your campaign, you consistently think about people with disabilities and actions and think about them whenever you are making policy. And another thing you could say in your message is, I am your constituent and I'm really counting on you, and I'm also a voter. And heading into the March primaries, reminding people that are candidates and legislators that you're a voter and that your vote counts is also a good message. So they can keep in mind that there are people with disabilities in their constituencies and they should always be mindful of. So number 4 is preparing some Valentine's Day goodies. This can mean anything you want it to, and in a few slides, I'll have some additional ideas here. But like I said, the ARC of Texas will be handing out goodie bags to all 181 legislative offices in the Texas Capitol. So every lawmaker that's currently in office should be receiving something on Valentine's Day from us. But we think it would mean even more if you are making an in-district, in-person visit. And if you could bring something to just build rapport with the legislator or the legislative candidate, I think that would go really far. So step 5 is the actual meeting. It's meeting with your legislator or the legislative candidate on Valentine's Day, preferably, and you will come to that meeting prepared with the message that you're going to have and the Valentine's Day goodies too. And then lastly is step 6, the final step, which after you have your meeting and the meeting goes awesome and you feel so good about it, sending a thank you card to the legislator, the legislative candidate, and or their staff person, and just telling them thank you for their time and kind of hitting again some of the points that you made in your message in your visit with them, and sort of reminding them yet again that people with disabilities are an important part of their constituencies, that they should always be mindful of when making decisions about their lives. And another thing that you can do for extra bonus points is sending a post on social media to thank them, and you could tag them in that post. And then we are also using a hashtag for the day, which is Have a Heart for the Art TX, that you can put in the social media post so that we're able to sort of generate all the posts that have that hashtag, and we can see what all of y'all are up to across the great state of Texas. So if you'll allow me just to say, first and foremost, I hope this isn't overwhelming. It's not supposed to be. The day is intended to be light and it's intended to be fun. Like I said, we have a toolkit that we produce now, and we want it to support you. And if there's something that you're still not really sure on, or you have questions about that's not in the toolkit, please reach out to us. The Public Policy and Advocacy team of the ARC of Texas is here to support you. Your success is our success, and we just want this day to be really fun and an opportunity for you to build relationships with key decision makers. And like I keep saying, let them know that people with disabilities are an important part of their constituency. And so as far as building relationships and building rapport with legislators and or legislative candidates, we do encourage you to take some sort of Valentine's Day goodie. And we think that this can help you and people with IDD across the state of Texas just be sort of more memorable. So these messages that you take, these Valentine's Day goodies, they could be artwork, they could be cookies, they could be photographs, they could be cards. It could really be any of those things. But I think it would be really cool if we were to see some sort of Valentine's Day card with a short note inside to just let them know that disability rights are important to you, inclusive education, community inclusion, civil rights and criminal justice, employment first, competitive integrated employment, whatever that sort of topic may be that is of the utmost importance to you and your family, letting them know. And then also just reminding them that, you're paying attention to the decisions that they make and that they can have a really big impact on your life. And also sort of just letting them know what your connection is to the disability community. And so get creative with building rapport. During this time in between legislative sessions, we call it the interim. And during the interim, it's really the key period in our mind for building relationships and establishing new relationships with people. Whereas when the actual legislative session will begin in January of next year, the goal then is actually to be maintaining those relationships. So I'm hoping now in the interim we can build, and then later on we'll maintain those. So just some examples of different messages that you could have in your goodies that you're going to create for them. Some of these I've already gone over, but for example, roses are red, violets are blue, disability rights matter too. Or roses are red, violets are blue. I'm so lucky to have a legislator like you. Obviously, we have different opinions on some of our lawmakers in the state, but just letting them know that we are appreciative of their work and their sacrifice that they make to create laws and policies that really benefit people with intellectual and developmental disabilities across the state of Texas. I'm going to skip this because we're not doing the slide today. But I do want you to have our contact information. So if you go through the toolkit and you go through these slides and you still have questions and you're still needing extra support and help, please reach out. Our email address is publicpolicy@thearctoftexas.org. We are looking at that email address Monday through Friday, twice a day. So we'll try to get back in touch with you really soon with any questions you may have. And then also just feel free to give us a call at 512-454-6694. And we're really happy to support you. So I think that's the end of these slides. Please take a look at the toolkit. And I can't wait to hear about all the success that you have on our first annual Have a Heart for the Arc Day. Thank you.